Ich träume.
Please be here with me. So, Kekkers, thank you very much for accepting my invitation for this interview and welcome. General questions for you to start off with, like, where are you from?
I am from Virginia in the United. I was born in Washington State.
Wow.
I was there for a very brief period of time, and then my dad got his master's degree in Michigan, and then he got a job in Syracuse, New York. So I kind of moved all over the place in the first couple years of my life. And then I was in New York for like 12 years. And then my mom remarried, and he was stationed down in Virginia, and that's what brought me down to Virginia.
Wow, man. That's a... I'm trying to find the English word for it, to tell you the truth. You know, you have a journey. I think that's the one. That's a hell of a journey from different states and everything.
Without a doubt.
You know, most of us, like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Greece, from Athens. And Peter, do you know, you stop there, that's it. So, man, in the game, do you, as far as I know, you play both sides, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So-
started on Destro.
Is there a reason why you play both sides? Let me explain that question a little bit. There are people that play both sides because they like both sides. There are people that play them so they can balance the game out. You know, they check the population, they pick a character to play. So that's why I'm asking, why are you playing both sides?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of like a balancing thing, sort of, initially, because when I was playing the game in the beginning, I've been on the server for like almost a year now. Destro just dominated. Destro was zerging really hard, and I think Order always had like 60 to 80% AAO, like just constantly, pretty much.
I remember those days.
Right, you know, and that's why when a lot of people were like, Order's zerging and it's always terrible, I'm like, well, it wasn't always like this, like, you know, like it's kind of it just flips back and forth, you know. But yeah, no, I made Order characters so that I could play on the underdog.
Yeah, many people do that.
Yeah, and then I started playing on Order, and I kind of met a lot of the people that I'd been facing, and maybe I was cursing their name before, but they're all really, really great people. You know, it's funny when you find out there's a human on the other side of that.
Yeah, of course. But
computer,
I'm going through that phase now that I start streaming. I'm starting meeting more and more people, and with the Magus as well that I have now, it's coming back to me, you know. But also it shows me how nice the community is. Because people don't flame, oh, that's Fixer, oh, he's on our side, or something like that. It's like, oh shit, there's Fixer, let's play. which is good. You don't find that very often. But I'm enjoying it. So now that you play both sides, right? Which classes would you say that you could name as like your main, one on Order and one on Destro?
On Order, I haven't really picked something. Like, if you mean main by, like, what am I going to level to Renown rank 80, I'm not sure yet. That's kind of hard for me to decide, because I think the Witch Hunter was the first... The Witch Hunter was the first character on Order that I got to 40. And then I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do melee DPS grinds again. So so I kind of shifted, and then I think I stopped playing Order for a while, and that's when I kind of started working on the Witch Elf again, getting her to 80. And then I was like, well, I want like a healer and a DPS on both sides. So I decided to level Walnut Hash, who is my warrior priest. I'm kind of considering maining the warrior priest over here. And then this DPS AM will be my third 40 on Order. And I think this is going to be like kind of my side character, one that I just kind of play to just kind of mess around with, you know?
So how many characters do you have, man? I mean,
goodness.
I got 5.
I have a lot. I mean, I have 20 now. I've filled all my slots. I think my last character that I made was Tickle Hash, and he's a black orc. But I have most of my characters on Destro side.
Is that because you enjoy having a lot of characters? You're like one of those people someone would call like an alcoholic, or is it because you're experimenting with stuff? Or, sorry, and a third part of it, are you getting bored easily? And you need to change?
I don't know if it's that I get bored easily. Maybe, because I've played the Witch Elf pretty hard. The Witch Elf was actually the first character that I made on the server, and I literally, my choice for playing Witch Elf was, I thought about what class made me the most upset on live, and so I played that class, and it was the stealth classes. The stealth classes are crazy, man, and they do so much burst damage, and I just like the stealth mechanic. But sorry, it kind of doesn't really answer the question. But
That's all right.
I don't know. I like all the classes. All the classes seem so interesting in the game that I just kind of wanted to try them all, you know?
Yeah, that's the best thing to do until you decide what you want. So, did you play the game on live?
I did, but very briefly. I think my highest character was in like the mid-20s, maybe.
Oh, so not a lot then.
And I only played like 2 classes. I played Chosen and I played Shaman.
So you're playing like mainly Destro on live as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, because a lot of people, including myself, what happens to most of them is when they came to this server, they started on the opposite side from live. I mean, I was Destro on live. I came to Order, and there's a lot of people that, for some reason, when they started this server, they went to the other side. Whether it was, from Destro to Order, or from Order to Destro. That's why I'm asking.
I think Tosh is an example of that. I believe Tosh said that he mained a DOK on live, and then he only played Destro on live, I believe, and then he said that, he decided to play Order on this private.
So, I know, okay, you answered the next question I had anyways, but let me ask you this. I know you play Witch Elf a lot, okay, on your Destro. And do you think that the Witch Handler, which is the counterpart, is it equal to the Witch Elf? Because I know you play both. You have played both. So.
I think so. The thing that I like the most about the Witch Elf versus the Witch Hunter is the debuff application. I love that the Witch Elf's debuff is applied on hit. Any damaging ability has, I think, like a 25% chance to apply the debuff. Whereas the Witch Hunter, you have to be a little bit more tricky with it. Not really tricky, but you just have to think about it more, really, applying it through the finishers. That being said, I definitely like my Witch Elf more, I think.
I think this is the one you play the most time-wise. But let me make a small parenthesis here and say to the people in the chat there that we decided to make this a special interview and make it a naked one. That's why you're watching naked dwarves and elves.
Try to make it a little bit more risque.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be edited on YouTube because of the naked stuff.
I'll put my clothes back on. I don't want to throw off your groove.
I don't know, man. I just put it myself on because some people might get offended from the chat. So there we go.
No. I completely understand. Clothes are back on.
But it was fun though. There we go. Oh, I got the hold on.
A little twist.
Yeah, it was a little, for a little bit. I need to take that hammer out because I'm working with a hammer and. Yeah, okay. Sorry about the interruption now. There we go. Back to normal. I don't have time to read the chat. There's so much chatter going on there. So, anyways, carrying on. Would you describe yourself as an open RVR player or a scenario? And if one of the two, why?
I am without a doubt a scenario player. I think I like open RVR the most if I'm solo / in a small group. It's funny though. When I played my Witch Elf in the beginning, I actually used to lead warbands and run around with warbands because back in the day I would play late at night, and NA time, you know, late at night was probably the most dead period for the server, and so usually I'd join a warband with my real life buddy who I started playing this game with, and we'd join a warband, and then someone would just pass the lead off to us, and that's kind of how I started leading warbands for fun. So I have a little bit of experience leading warbands, but I'd say I stopped playing Open RVR a while ago, and I mostly do scenarios. But I do like roaming solo on my Witch Elf a lot.
Well, a Witch Elf is well equipped to do that. You know, you can
Absolutely.
hide on the side, stealth, you can disengage very easily and all that. Try doing that with a dwarf, man.
Not the easiest.
It's a little bit more challenging.
You also need to remain stationary on the engineer pretty much to do the majority of your damage.
Yeah, but it doesn't have very good disengage. Oh, there they are, stealth.
Right.
But every class has its bonuses and all that. I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with my NG. So
Of course.
if we consider the Witch Elf to be your main character, right? I mean, and I'm
Without
saying,
a doubt.
yeah, the one you play the most and you like the most. Are there any specific tips you would like to give to the viewers that might want to start a Witch Elf? Something they should know that's not obvious from the beginning, or something along those lines?
Well, as everybody knows, I mean, I played my Witch Elf very, very ballsy. I had a
Tell
very
me about it.
ballsy style of play. I like to just kind of run in there, stealth in a big mob of people and attempt to get a kill on somebody. Sometimes it works, and sometimes everybody jumps on you and just straight murders you. So, as anybody knows in an MMORPG, positioning is everything. With stealth, you get to pick your target. You get to pick and choose your battles, So you really just need to keep in mind where everybody is, and I like to kind of stealth up, stand in the midst of everybody, and wait for that opportune moment when someone gets slightly out of position, and then take them down. Sometimes as a melee, if you want to play conservative, you kind of just have to sit back, and watch the ranged DPS do their thing, and look, this is coming from someone who played probably the majority of his time melee DPS without a guard. So if you really want to succeed the most, you do need support. You need a guard and a heal. Scenarios, I would say that's probably the most true, like Open RVR, you can roam and go stealth and find people that are by themselves, so I think it's a little bit less true for RVR, that you actually need all of that melee DPS support, something like the kind of support that like a Slayer or a Choppa or the other melee DPS that can't just go into stealth and escape, that's my support in ORVR.
It does have though a lot of waiting that gameplay, doesn't it?
Yes, so you gotta be patient.
Yeah, I'm just saying because some people find that boring, but if you're gonna play Witch Elf and you're in a room solo, you have to pick the moment, like in any other MMO, rogues wait, plan, and then attack and execute, so it takes a little bit of time. Same thing as when you play an NG Sniper, really. Oh, thank you very much, Salt Hunter. Thanks, man.
Sub hype.
So I know you said you played the live game, but mid-level by the standards of the original game. But you do have an opinion, an idea of how the live game was. So, do you think that the live game was better or worse than the server we're playing? Just an opinion, would you compare the two? Which one would you prefer to play?
I did have, an experience on live, clearly not having a max level character, I didn't have the full experience. But So it's kind of hard for me to say, to be honest. I was also very young. I was very inexperienced in MMORPGs, so I definitely had a very different viewpoint on MMORPGs.
I hope War wasn't your first one.
No, absolutely not. World of Warcraft was the first MMORPG.
Oh no, heresy! Don't call that name.
Oh, I know. Get ready for all the rage. World of Warcraft.
Yeah, well, come on, be honest. We all played it.
Look, I played WoW for so long, right?
Me too.
I played WoW for most of my life, and I played this game for a year straight, and I can honestly say that this has taken it booted WoW out of my the spot for my favorite MMORPG. This has become my favorite MMORPG. I don't know. I wasn't that into PvP when I was younger, probably because I was bad. I didn't know what the heck, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't play much PvP in World of Warcraft, but as an adult playing this, I think, and having immersed myself into a little bit of PvP in the past years, I definitely enjoy this game way more.
Yeah, me too. I mean, in WoW, since we brought the subject up, I did do a lot of PvE myself, but I got to a point where all the daily quests were so freaking much that I just couldn't be asked to do 100 dailies. It was like a job. So I went to PvP and stopped with all that, and I got a little happier after that.
Absolutely.
So I'm good. Yep.
If I play WoW nowadays, I only PvP.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to go there. It's too much. Yeah, Hillshot said, "Whoa, job sim." Yeah, it can feel like that with so many dailies and objectives and all that. So, X Rumble, thanks very much for the follow, my friend. So I'm going to skip the next question. We already talked about that one. So what do you think about the new content? These are questions I did to everybody, so we can get in the end of the series an idea of how the game developed. So what do you think of the new content? By new content, I mean things like the one we mentioned now in the chat, for example, the portals to the BOs, the forts, the gear, the new scenarios, all that.
Interesting. I didn't know that there weren't portals to BOs on live.
Oh, I knew it, but it was just mentioned on the chat as a question, so it was answered there. That's my thesis, so just gave me an opportunity to ask that. What do you think about the new content here? Do you like it? The forts, all that stuff?
Well, when you ask me about forts, it's kind of silly. I haven't done a fort yet, actually.
Really?
I haven't done a single one. Like I said, I'm not the biggest OpenRVR player, which has been one of the reasons why I haven't done it necessarily. I will say I haven't really wanted to do it on my Witch Elf either necessarily. Although I do want to try the whole jail thing on my Witch Elf, but I'm so much a scenario player and just like a roam and ORVR guy that I don't know. I haven't felt the need to do it. Also, I have been leveling a lot of alts since forts came out, so a lot of the times that it's come time to jump into them, I either haven't felt like investing the time, or I just am so stuck in scenarios that I like scenarios too much.
I agree with you. I like scenarios as well. The only reason I went to Fort really was just to see what the story about them is. And I don't think a lot of people, that if you don't like OpenRVR and warbands, and if you don't need the set for whatever reason, I don't think people go to forts, and I don't. Plus, for me, it gets very laggy. It has nothing to do with the server. It's a problem on my end. But okay, that's cool. So that concludes my series of questions about general questions there. So I want to ask you a couple of more things about your stream, okay? Because the interview is about fellow streamers on Warhammer Online: Return of Reckoning. So are you a new streamer, not just to the Warhammer community, but generally speaking, did you start recently to stream, or you've been streaming for years, or what's your story on that?
I've been streaming for almost a year now. I actually think that I think maybe next month will be my 1 year streaming. I had tried streaming a few years back, back when I was heavy into StarCraft 2. I'm a pretty decent StarCraft 2 player. I play at about a diamond level, which it's like bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Then there's diamond, master, and then grandmaster. So I tried my hand at that. I don't think I had any success really. I was at a lower skill level back then too, which probably led to my demise in terms of that. But I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think I might have just, kind of given up on it. Maybe not had taken it too seriously back then. No, around a year ago, I started playing this server, and I was working at a hibachi restaurant that was only open at night. So I always had the morning off, and I just was like, I was thinking, I was like, well, what can I do with my time in the morning? I mean, obviously there were things to be done, but I wanted something that was going to lead, to something that would be more productive in a sense. And so I decided that I would start streaming. So long story short, I've been streaming about a year now.
No, that's right, man. I love the way you answer, you give a full story of it. It's very nice. I like it. So, do you stream other games? I mean, you didn't start with this one, but what did you stream to start off with your streaming? What was your first game that you streamed? And
this
whether...
is actually the first game that I streamed.
Alright, but do you stream other things during this? I mean, if the server is down, or there's a day you don't want to play this one, or something like that?
Sometimes if the server goes down, I'll stream a game of StarCraft. I have been streaming Final Fantasy VII. I've been doing a playthrough in Final Fantasy VII. I think we've gotten through like 2 parts of it out of 3. Final Fantasy VII was... Kekkers, do the Gabi voice. I'll do that for you in a little bit. Final Fantasy VII was like my favorite RPG when I was a kid.
It's a great one.
It's so good, and I've literally played it on every single platform possible. I have like a file on my PS Vita that I, basically 100%ed, killed all the, weapons and mastered all the materias and all that good stuff. So I was like, really, I got it in my head that I wanted to, do a stream of the entire playthrough, So I've been doing that. I don't really stream much else. I streamed a little bit of Sea of Thieves at one point, back when I was playing that a little bit. I used to stream Fortnite, everybody getting upset. I don't really play Fortnite anymore. I've streamed Apex Legends before, but I'd say like maybe 90% of my streaming, I've streamed Warhammer Online.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of games you mentioned, like Fortnite or Apex. It's just not for me. I don't know. It just don't fit me very well. So when do you stream then? Do you have a schedule somebody can see on your Twitch channel, or is it random, or? So
the schedule is kind of a work in progress right now, because I used to have a schedule and I used to stick to it really well, but I kind of started, I will say that I slacked off a little bit on my schedule. But look, I'm sticking to this new... Oh, Vermintide. Yes. I did stream some Vermintide as well. Vermintide and Counter-Strike as well. I left a couple of games out. Schedule. I think the new schedule is going to be probably 10 a.m. Eastern time to about 6 p.m. Eastern time. For days that I don't work.
That's about 8 hours of streaming, or did I get this wrong?
No, that's correct.
Right,
8
okay.
hours of stream. Absolutely. I think I need to start streaming a little bit more, be more consistent with my schedule. So those would be days that are not Monday, Thursday, or Sunday, because I only work 3 days a week right now. I've been lucky enough that I've been I've been doing decently enough with streaming that I, don't have to work too much. And then the other days, I think like Monday and Thursday. Sunday I don't stream because I work all day I work at a Vietnamese restaurant.
Ooh, is that why you did that coffee the other day? Was it the first time I saw you on the stream? You were doing special coffee. Was it a Vietnamese coffee?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love Vietnamese coffee. It's so good. Highly recommend that anybody try some Vietnamese food if you have. It's so good. Good for you too.
Yeah, it's not like instant coffee and all that crap we usually drink anyways.
Right.
So, but do you stream in any other platforms or do you just stick on Twitch?
Just Twitch.
Just Twitch, okay.
I do upload things to YouTube. I've been trying to be a little bit more proactive about that. I haven't done that in a little while, but the last time I did do it, I will say I did upload a bunch of stuff. So there's some good content on there. Most of it's Warhammer.
Yeah. And I mean, you already mentioned YouTube, but do you have any other form of media you're in, like I don't know, YouTube, tweet, and all that people could probably get a hold of you or follow you or learn news from you?
I've got, if you look at my Twitch channel, there are buttons at the bottom of the channel for all of my social media. There's Twitter, Facebook. I do have a Discord channel that there's a good amount of people that are a part of. The YouTube channel's there as well. And I believe that's all the social media that I'm a part of. I'm also trying to be a lot more proactive with posting on social media, which is ironic because I actually think I forgot to do that today.
I don't know how you. I mean, I have like the Twitch, and then I have an account on the forums and Fixer's website, and that's all I can handle, man. I can't do Facebook and Twitch. I mean, I don't even check my personal one. I'm getting too old for too many things. Yeah, I can't. I don't have the time. It's classic Kekkers. That's from the stream. So on your stream, man, do you stream like only PvP, or do you also have days or events that involve PvE? Go through dungeons and stuff, or you just stick to PvP?
I pretty much avoid PvE at all costs. I do PvP pretty much 99% of the time.
Most people in this game. But I would like to make a point about this, that there's some very nice gear on PvE, so have a look before you say, no, I don't do it at all. That's for the rest of the people, not for you. I know you're not going to do it. Everybody going crazy, Kekkers on PvE and all that on the chat, Jesus. It was just a question, guys. So
yeah, don't mention PvE.
So, do you have any announcements you would like to take the opportunity and do here for your stream? You know, any upcoming events, anything like that?
Well, I'm happy that you asked me that, because we do have on Friday. So I do 24-hour streams fairly often. And by fairly often, I mean like maybe twice a month. I'm going to try and do them a little bit more maybe. They do take a lot out of me, but this Friday we're gonna have a 24-hour stream. We're gonna have a 24-hour stream on Friday, and I did finally order some new spirit gum and face paint so I can do my goblin cosplay. Yeah, yes. So Friday I'm gonna dress up as Kecklin. I roleplay a goblin. He talks like this, and he doesn't take shit from nobody. What? But yeah, I'm gonna dress up as a goblin and try to entertain the masses as a little goblin.
Yeah, I like your what's the word in English when you roleplay. I like your roleplay with a goblin. You do it very well. You know, if you were a little bit shorter and you had less hair, I think you just look like one.
Thank you.
For those of you that haven't been to Kekkers' stream yet, he's a ginger, right? Is that the color, or is it blonde? Ginger.
I am blonde, but I think the camera makes me look ginger.
Right. He has blonde hair and a very freaking long and curly, so definitely not looking like a goblin. But when he's put up his makeup and everything, you're gonna enjoy it. I definitely recommend that on Friday. Skip mine. I will be doing Gambat and go and see Kekkers.
Yeah, we got a new goblin emote coming in as well. It's Kekkers Gasm. It's a goblin doing an O face. He is a goblin doing an O face. So I'm looking forward to when that emote finally comes in.
Ginger Jeebus.
Ginger Jeebus. Yes. No, I don't know. It was Halloween, and I was, it was around Halloween, and I was thinking of things to do for the stream, and if you've ever played Destro and you've clicked on a goblin, you'll know that they say something like this. They say, I got no shinies, boss! No shinies at all! And that resonated with me. I really, really loved that voice. So that's where I got the idea from.
And it's a great idea as far as I'm concerned, It's a great thing to do.
Thank you. It's
So,
something I'm proud of, and I'm not proud of a lot of things in my life.
I got 2 questions left. Fun enough, we just covered about 50 minutes, by the way. Oh, holy, what the
Woo! Salty Hunter!
Oh, they're just running through. Jesus. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys. I mean, the bot doesn't have the time with all the subscribers you did, subscriptions you just guys did. It doesn't have the time to pop up the spinning cog there in the middle. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Look at that.
Yeah, and we're not even done yet. Oh, God. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Hold on, let me just give me a second. Oh, it's still popping up. It's still popping up, everybody. Oh, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. You really know how to make a man, if you like, to blush. Thanks. Oh, look at that. Jesus, I'm just waiting for the bot to stop popping up.
Congrats, man. No, you're good.
Thanks. I do thank you. You are pushing those bars there for the achievements all the way up. Thank you, guys. Also, for those of you who subscribed, I do have emoticons. I'm waiting for Twitch to approve them. They had an issue on the coloring, so I've made new ones. But if you want to have a look how they look like before the corrections, because I haven't uploaded the first one, you can jump up, down, whatever the word is, to Fix's website, and you can have a look there. You can also find information about what bonuses you get now that you have subscribed. For example, you have your own channel here on Twitch, you have your own channel on Discord, and some other stuff. So I'm gonna finish this interview now because I'm getting sidetracked with all the love and subscriptions and gifts you guys are doing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I definitely need to save up a little bit of money to get a webcam, because now you could see me. I'm almost like crying. Not from laughing. I am really an emotional person. I don't know what the word is. There's like the tears in my eyes, but they haven't fallen yet. I'm watering.
You deserve it, man.
Thank you.
You're an excellent human being.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Thank you, Kekkers. Thanks. So there's 2 questions left from me, and then. Okay, OJ, Apocalypse. I'll tell you what. I want to finish this interview because I'm like a person with a schedule, so to speak. It's 2 questions. Then you have time for your questions, and in the meantime, I will put the camera on the crappy one that I have for like 2 minutes, okay? You deserve it, I think, since you request it. I do have a camera, guys. It's a very cheap one, and it doesn't zoom out, and it has a 30-centimeter cable, so I can't take it too far away. It cost me $5, so I'm trying to save up to buy a better one, so in the future there will be a camera for it. So as a gift for all the love you give me, I'll put it on as soon as I finish the interview. So 2 questions left for me. So, man, we were talking about your stream, right? You did your announcements about your stream and everything. So, is there any bonuses on your stream? What I mean is, on my stream, for example, I have Dwarven Gold that people accumulate when they watch, and they can exchange it for different things like becoming a VIP and buying stuff, novelties and stuff like that. Do you have something similar that people might want to interact with?
So folks can acquire Kekkers. It's my currency in the stream. It's funny that you do the redemption for VIP, because I've been having a hard time figuring out what people can redeem them for, to be quite honest. So right now, the most that you can do with the Kekkers is gamble with them.
Gamble.
People do seem to
Yeah, mine. I have gamble as well for the coins, but I thought, I was going through to give you an idea why I put VIP on the redemption bit, because at the moment I have 20 slots. Okay, so I do give free VIPs to a couple of people that I believe they deserve it, or they don't have the money to become a subscriber or anything like that. I reward them. To give you an example, because I really appreciate the guy, Grunks Play, who's always there, he's been like my first viewer and he has stuck with me. Every time I'm on, he's here, he's helping me out, so I gave him the VIP and the moderator. But there's a lot of people that help out, and the original people are helping, like you, Thesis, Zaldra, there's a couple more guys that I gave him the VIP, Artham. If I'm forgetting anyone, I do apologize. So there's only so many you can give. So I'm reserving a few for myself, the guys I want, and the rest, so that I don't have to pick. People can redeem it, and if the slots are full, right? Let's say all 20 are full, the 21st person, right, will kick the other person from, the oldest one, and then keeps rotating like that. Because there's only so many slots, and people can say, "Oh, why him and not me?" Because it solves the problem of me picking people up. Oh, and then he goes again. Thanks, this is. So okay, you have your currency there, and people can do that. I'm sure you're gonna find more things to redeem them for. There's a lot of things. I can give you an idea if you want, live or offline, but.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
One idea I had, but I haven't implemented yet. Why is it free for all? Yes, there's a timer on that, guys. You sign up and then it will tell you in a minute. The idea I had was when I had more time, because now that I'm starting to work as well, was you could redeem them for like in-game potions. For example, healing potions that are very easy to make. You can give people items in there, but that requires a little bit of time.
That's a really good idea. Just give out in-game item.
Yeah.
Genius.
I'm gonna be doing healing potions in the future. I'm just trying to figure out the price, because you can accumulate currency fairly easy, unless of course you gamble, because my bot seems to be rigged. Even myself, I'm losing from it. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it. I downloaded.
Percentage chance to win is?
I can check. I mean, this is a all-out interview. Give me a sec. Like gamble dice and slots. I've downloaded some scripts from online. No, I don't. I need your help with that, man. I need you to help me figure out at some point. I need a tutorial from Kekkers.
What do you use again?
Streamlabs chatbot. I'm using that. But there's 3 games I've downloaded as a script. They're not the pre-installed ones. So I don't know about those. Anyways.
Mine is
Thanks, Hillshot. Really appreciate it.
I can easily just give you the code for that.
Right. Okay.
For mine, at least.
We'll do it another time though. I'm right. I have a paper with a question, so I'm writing that. So I'm writing on Kekkers bot stuff. So remember to remind you. Now that I know your time zone. Right, guys, we are coming to the conclusion. If you have any questions for Kekkers, please do write them now on the chat, and I will transfer them to him. Thank you very much, Hillshot, again, for your donation. Last question.
Oh, snap.
Bad stuff.
Donation hype.
Right, last question, and then I'm going for the camera, guys. Get ready. Any tips for new streamers, Mr. Kekkers?
So, alright, if you're thinking about streaming, one of the most important things to do is to have fun with it. If you're not having fun, unless you want your stream to be the depressing guy that doesn't have fun stream, you gotta enjoy yourself. You really have to enjoy yourself in order to be successful streaming, in my opinion. Pick a game and stick with it, unless you intend on being like a variety streamer, like a variety game streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest keys to my success, honestly, has been finding a niche game such as Warhammer Online, like Return of Reckoning. Like when I started streaming, there was nobody streaming this game. There was hardly anybody streaming this game. There would be like maybe 3 streamers at a time. Whereas now you see like 8 to 10, sometimes even more.
Yeah.
So finding a niche game that doesn't have a lot of streamers is a big help, because it's allowed me to build a base, that I can work with in terms of people. And you build a base, you get people to come back to the stream. It's the same concept as like any business, repeat customers. Okay, you need to interact with your chat, you need to interact with the people that come into your stream, so they can get to know you and kind of find out if you're like a good fit for them, in a sense. I'd say that there are 3 things that'll make you successful as a streamer. It's it's your personality, it's your game knowledge, and your skill, right, at the game. Okay, so like if you're extremely good at the game, maybe you don't need a camera, and maybe you don't need to interact with the chat as much, But if you can maintain all 3 of those things, you're going to be successful. I think Zarbix is a clear example of that. Zarbix is extremely good at the game. He knows a ton about the game.
Oh man, I wish I had his memory.
And he commentates, right? He commentates. Like, this man is the king of commentating.
I don't know how he does it.
It's incredible.
I can't do it.
Skill of multitasking. I'm someone who gets really tunnel vision-y. Like, if I'm like trying to play hardcore, like I can't rattle off everything.
I can't do it either.
I do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I practiced, maybe I could, but he definitely has something.
I like to be honest, and I'm very honest and blunt. So sometimes people get pissed off with me, but I have to say this: for me, right? Since we mentioned Zarbix, for me, he's like the top streamer for Warhammer Online: Return of Reckoning. The top. Okay.
Oh, 100%.
I love a lot of people like you, Thesis, and then Tosh, and other people that stream, right? But I think he's the top at the moment, number 1, and that shows from his numbers and everything. I cannot do what he does. The whole, the knowledge from all the classes, all the skills, all the names. He keeps talking and talking non-stop. He gives me a headache because he talks too much, and that's just me. But I love him. I will go to his channel and I will stay as long as I want because I'm enjoying it, But damn, he's very good at what he does, and I wish I could do what he does.
Extremely.
Yeah. So that was my last question there. Thank you very much for participating to my series of interviews. I will try and have this